What's up? You're in the back room with Becky, and as you can see, it's bright and sunshiny. My spotlight is on back there, so we're gonna try to play with the light a little bit. Um, Interesting enough, this week there were reruns, so the housewives are saving it all up. So when they do get back next week, it's gonna be explosive, no doubt. Um, I was having a conversation. You're in the back room with Becky, and it's a happy hump day. And no, we still have not thought of a song that we should be playing. Because Hump Day, I'm so tired of that song. So if you have a favorite song for Hump Day that kind of helps you get through this, then tell me about it. We were talking about progress and commerce, and I posed the question earlier, what are you doing to create your own wealth? I think that the days of being a company man or a company woman are fast coming to a close, and we're going back to the way things were when I guess we called it non-progressive and primitive, but it was just the old way of doing things and what the open marketplace and the free enterprise system is all about. So when I made the decision a long time ago that I was not going to work for somebody else, and all my energy, all my resources are going towards helping them to get wealthy while I exist on crumbs. And I just always felt like there was something wrong with that idea. Now, mind you, we are a product of our environment. So what I saw around me was, I came from three generations of ministers. All of them either had other careers or they had their own businesses. Most of them had their own businesses. I watched my uncle, my grandmother's brother. He owned a dry cleaner in town. I guess back in the day it was the black folks dry cleaner, and then he continued to do very good business up until his death. So, but that's the difference in location, location, location. The South, they have to depend on each other because things, unspoken and otherwise, are still pretty much segregated. But for some reason, we don't respect the quality of a service or a good unless it has the white stamp of approval. Now, some of you might be offended by that, and I'm so sorry for you. But here's the reality. Most cultures, when you study them, are very polarized. They do business with each other, they patronize each other, they socialize with each other, they provide services in the social areas for each other. And, we are, again, a scattered people. So, yes, we have areas of the city where there was once not open to minorities. It's open to you now, but the pervasive attitude is still the same. You as a people, we as a people, have problems when it comes to trusting and working with people of the same minority or ethnicity. So to me, that's a problem. And it's a big problem for Kansas City. It's a big problem for a lot of parts of the country that are experiencing this recession in such a big way. I think that the reason why a lot of us will not survive this in good shape is because you will not adapt. You have to change the way you're doing things. Or as they say in the corporate culture, you have to learn to diversify or go the way of the dinosaur and be extinct. So, we've had for years, I look at Arkansas where I grew up as a young woman and a little girl, and yeah, it makes me like I got half a head. Let's find another angle for you. The light of God is very bright today. That, in certain communities, it was a foregone conclusion that you bought your groceries at such and such a store, and you got your hair cut at Mr. So and so's store, and you didn't deviate from that. Now, my only issue with any of that is that where and how did we lose that ability to work together for a common cause that's mutually beneficial? Because if we put money back in our community, we bring jobs back into our community, then we support and revive our community. seems like we're working against ourselves. So, this commercial attitude about, be more, we, we got a consumer debt-driven welfare state. Wow. Wow, really. And if you stop and think about it, I'm not talking about the state of Missouri, I mean the United States. We consume more now than we produce. Export business is exceptionally lucrative. Why is our economy collapsing? Because we stopped spending money at home. We don't want to hire people from home because they want a little bit more of the pie. Stop being selfish. That's what's wrong with our society. We're selfish. We don't want to see anyone succeed, and we don't want to see anyone do anything different. Well, we've always done it. I love that when the church people say, we've always done it like that. Well, that might be the problem. Why you still got all these people still out in the streets and not in the sanctuary? You know, the way that we do the homeless sector of our society, act like they don't exist. I'm guilty sometimes. Like, ooh, don't ask me for nothing. And I had to check myself. And for all practical purposes, at some point in my life, I did not have a permanent address. And according to this country, if you do not have a permanent address, you are homeless. And so we need to come down, and some things we got to be real about. Why are we so broke? Why are we? It's not Obama's fault. And you're really going to love this. It's not George Bush's fault. Because guess who put him in office? I didn't. Some of you did. Obama, cleaning up somebody else's mess always looks like you're inadequate because they would do it this way and they would do it, but you're not doing it. I hope y'all are understanding what I'm saying. 3 issues that I have. Are you contributing to the development and implementation of creating your own wealth? If you're not out here trying to start a business, you're not out here trying to turn some industry around by saying, listen, if the government will help me with this amount of money, I can open that, what used to be a GM plant down there, and we can make roller skates because the kids can't afford to go to the roller rink. We don't. Bam! Come on now. They tell us scripturally, if we don't have, because we don't ask. I say we don't have because we don't ask the right questions. Sometimes those questions are hard. Because then what do I do now? I don't up my credit. I ain't worked in 6 months. My house is mortgaged up to the hip. I don't have no way of getting no other money. You best get creative. That's what create, that word, they sound alike because they are alike. I'm a creative person. Therefore, there's a lot of things that I see differently. And I'm sure you look at me sometime and go, she is living on the moon. She is straight up crazy. No, I mean, you're going to sacrifice. And if you don't, you probably not doing anything. You're standing still. And you're going to sacrifice. You're going to make some mistakes. You got to fall down to learn how to get up. Okay, now if you've always been up in your lifetime and you've never found yourself vertical, parallel, or perpendicular, then God bless you. But I've been up, laid out, and rolled over, so I know how to survive. I don't need no more lessons on that. I want you to learn how to thrive. We need to learn how to go back to some of those old ways of doing things. You got a certain kind of hair, you go to a certain kind of barbershop. You wash your laundry, try to go within a certain distance of your house. Buy the damn laundromat if you know you got that much money coming back on your income tax and your credit is good, and hire some folks to run it. It's a shame that we have to go the distance that we do in the urban communities to get quality services because in our own neighborhood, they just take this attitude, well, it's black folks. I demand respect. When I'm spending money with you, every place that I do business with in this 5-mile circumference, because I spend my money where I make my money. They know me at the Walgreens. You best believe they do. They know me at Mr. Leon Thriftway. You best believe they do. Any of the merchants I do business with, they're going to be almost on a first name basis with me because I want you to know me, see me, hear me. I'm also a business person. So when I bring my flyers or my whatsoever up in here and say, look, this so and thus and so, what you going to do? Next year's going to be better. We're only 6 months old tomorrow. That's the Big Goody Girl Burlesque Review and Thickalicious Thursdays. I have been discouraged. I'll be the first one to say I'm confessing my own sin. I was discouraged momentarily, but just for a moment. Because the greater good has a collective consciousness that will cause you to survive, because it's the strongest instinct that man has besides love. It's to survive. Let something start falling on you. The first thing you're going to do, your hands going up in the air. Okay, let me see some hands up in your hair. The sky is falling, okay? It's not a chestnut. It's not an acorn. It's not a raindrop. The sky is falling. They broke the hell out the glass ceiling. So busy trying to keep us away. Create your own wealth. Find what you do very well and make a living up. Don't hate on the next person and find a way to make them some grip. Because, see, I'm going to make sure that my family, this not going to be the history that we lived in poverty after the 4th generation. That's some bullshit right there. And I rebuke it back to the pits of hell from which it came. Black people, red people, yellow people, brown people, white people. We don't have to be poor. You don't have to be poor. Yes, it's something you can do. While you meditate on that, look around you. You in the back room with Becky. His peace and love and understanding always for the people. I'm sorry I had to come hard on you because it's hump day. Have a wonderful Wednesday.